Let's start our show with a trip to Yucatan. Here's David Wiley.
The state of Yucatan is one of the most beautiful, historic, and culturally diverse areas of all of Mexico. And despite the pandemic, things are open and safe for visitors. Joining us today is the Secretary of Tourism for Yucatan, Michelle Friedman. Michelle, tell us a little bit about Yucatan.
Well, Yucatan is an amazing destination that everybody should discover. Yucatan has thousands of years of culture. We have the living culture of the Mayans. We say Yucatan is color because Yucatan is the most colorful state you'll ever find. You can see the blue of the waters, the blue turquoise of our beaches, contrasting with the pink of the flamingos and the pink lakes and the green of the jungle. You'll fall in love with the colors of Yucatan. We are a cultural destination. We have a lot of archaeological sites. We have a lot of nature and natural sites.
So I know you get a lot of visitors down there. How is the pandemic affecting you and what steps are being taken?
Well, of course, the COVID-19 crisis has impacted all of the destinations in the world. But Yucatan has been doing a great job in terms of biosecurity. We've been preparing ourselves as a touristic industry with a very complete certification program, so the visitors can not only know that Yucatan has been and remains as the safest state in Mexico, but also now we are referenced in terms of biosecurity.
So tell us a little bit about your website, yucatan.travel. What can we find there? What kind of information is available?
You can find information regarding the state, our location, our different regions, our experiences in terms of archaeological sites, colonial cities, haciendas turned into boutique hotel or luxury hotels, gastronomy, restaurants, tours. You'll find everything about Yucatan and you'll fall in love with Yucatan.
If you want to fall in love with Yucatan, check out yucatan.travel and plan your visit to this very special place.
It's always a surprise to see how young the TikTok creator is. Most are barely in their teens, and I'm always pleasantly surprised to see how good they are. No wonder the social network is so popular. Let's check in with Evangeline for the top TikTok accounts.
Hi, I'm Evangeline Thurston, and here are some top 5 TikTok stars. Beatboxer Spencer Knight, followed by Zach King and Lauren Gray, both who got their start in Musical.ly. Then superstar Addison Rae, who is now headed into the big screen in She's All That. Finally, with number 1, Charli D'Amelio with 100 million followers. And trailing not too far behind her is her sister Dixie D'Amelio. Such a talented family. And now, here's my family's TikTok.
Without you by my side, but then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong, and I learned how to get along, and so
Hi, I'm Elise with Coast to Coast TV. Spring is when many households hit reset by refreshing closets, bedding, and everyday laundry routines. Today, we're talking about fabric care principal scientist Jennifer Ahoney about a new laundry innovation from Tide that's helping families clean smarter, easier, and more efficiently this season. Tell us about new household innovations that are making cleaning easier and more efficient.
We've seen huge growth in the demand for laundry care solutions that are innovative, eco-friendly, and easy to use. We've launched Tide Evo to meet those needs, and Tide Evo is a brand new to the world dry laundry detergent format that cleans so well it's like real laundry magic. The tile is a revolutionary waterless tile that is made from thousands of tiny detergent fibers that instantly dissolve and activate in water conditions and delivers a powerful clean. It's a lightweight and compact form, which allows us to package it in ready-to-recycle cardboard box. And it's easy to use. It's a pre-measured format, which simplifies the laundry routine by reducing that mental load that can come from measuring and having to dose traditional detergents.
And can you tell us about the science behind Tide Evo's latest technology? And how does it work differently from traditional detergents?
We at Tide have a commitment to innovation, and Tide Evo represents over 10 years of product development. With this innovative form, we've taken core cleaning ingredients and spun them into tens of thousands of tiny detergent fibers that we use to create 6 layers of clean. The result, a 100% concentrated waterless tile. No fillers, no water, no plastic bottles. Within those 6 clean layers, we've added additional ingredients like surfactants, enzymes, and polymers, which all work together to break down stains in soils, lift them away from fabrics, and keep them off of fabrics, delivering a powerful clean that works even against tough soils like chili oil. And it's easy to use. First, all you have to do is decide how many tiles you need based on your load size, using 1 for small to medium loads or 2 for large to extra large loads. Place that tile in an empty washing machine drum before you add in your clothes, then sit back, select your cycle, and watch those 6 layers of clean go to work.
Well, thank you so much. Where can we go to learn more?
For more information, go to Tide.com, and Tide Evo is available in store at major retailers nationwide.
And coming up, who can forget Jim Carrey and Dumb and Dumber's line, "So you're telling me there's a chance?" Well, we got to ask actress Lauren Holly about how the famous movie quote that lives on all these years later, plus her latest hit on Netflix. Emmy Award-nominated actress Lauren Holly is set to star in Netflix's upcoming drama series, Tiny Pretty Things, which centers on an elite ballet academy, charting the rise and falls of the young adults who live far from their homes, each standing on the verge of greatness or ruin. Jeremiah Hartwig had a chance to ask her about one of the most famous movie lines from the smash hit Dumb and Dumber.
You mean not good like 1 out of 100?
I'd say more like 1 out of a million.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
A common phrase in our family is, "Oh, you're telling me there's a chance."
Yes, yes.
That's something that you hear often.
Oh, all the time. And it's so fun to be a part of something that, like an iconic comedy like that, that I'm fortunate enough to have something like that in my career is just a dream. Like, that's just fabulous. And it was one of those experiences that it was so fun making it as well, that it's just terrific that it's been received that way. And it sort of continues, I meet high school students who have found it now. Like, it's just so fun.
Well, Lauren, I mean, you've been an actress for over 35 years with an impressive career. And when you were young, was acting something that you always knew you wanted to pursue, or just kind of like a door that opened that led to your career and took off?
If you asked my parents, they were not the least bit surprised. I was fortunate that my family was all very young. So I grew up with even great grandparents. And I just remember every holiday, they would all just surround me, and anything I did, they would like clap and be so happy. So I think that's probably why I became an actress. I just sort of got used to that a little bit.
So tell me about Tiny Pretty Things. What inspired you to want to be a part of this Netflix drama?
It was a great script. It was a ton of intrigue. I'm a huge dance fan as well. And this cast that I'm working with are the most talented humans. They're like superhero professional athletes.
Wow.
Just incredible. And we also were just supported by a fantastic production designer and costume and makeup, and our DP was fabulous, and it was a great experience. I loved it so much, and I can't wait for the world to see it. It's been a year since we finished, and I'm just thrilled.
Thank you so much for your time. And
well, thank you, and I hope you enjoy it. December 14th.
Hi, I'm Elise with Coast to Coast TV. Each year, more than 709,000 Americans get a knee replacement. Dr. John Klibanoff, VP of Global Medical Education for Zimmer Biomet, is here to talk about how new personalized implants are helping patients recover faster and stay active longer. And Eric, a 65-year-old patient, has been very active, joins him. Eric, when was the moment you knew you couldn't keep living with your knee pain?
It was a year and a half ago. I'd been living through severe knee pain for over 3 years, and I kept kidding myself that it was going to get better on its own, but it didn't, so I decided to move ahead with a surgery.
And doctor, how big a problem is osteoarthritis and the need for knee replacement is now and in the future?
You alluded to the numbers earlier, 4 million people by the year 2030. And unfortunately, greater than 60% of them are under the age of 65, meaning too many people are living with delayed treatment, living in pain, and having decreased mobility. Globally, 600 million people suffer from arthritis, yet only 5% of them seek treatment. And we're trying to stay active longer. So you need to do something about that.
And how have advancements in knee replacement technology changed patient outcomes compared to traditional implants?
Innovation is the key driver, and that's what led me to join Zimmer Biomet, to be with a company that highlights that increased need for awareness and the gap of people not seeking treatment is why Eric has partnered with us with our You'll Be Back campaign. And the company has taken information on the demographics of bone shape and size and created customized implants, full, partial, personal, and also even a Persona IQ, which is a smart implant that allows us to know the position of a joint in space after surgery to mate that with patient demands with their sizes and genders and body types. And that leads to better outcomes, less pain, faster recovery, and better longevity doing the things they want to do.
And Eric, how was your recovery and how surprised were you when Arnold Schwarzenegger called you?
You know, every recovery is going to be different, but mine was much easier than I expected. I did my homework. I was prepared. I did my physical therapy. And now a year later, I'm back to all the activities I was doing before I was hurt. Arnold, he's inspired me for 50 years. And his title at Zimmer Biomet is Chief Movement Officer. And he's part of a campaign called you'llbeback.com, which is designed to raise awareness for people suffering joint pain like me. And I'm back.
More than 7.2 million Americans aged 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's disease. Many families are unprepared for another set of challenges. And we welcome as our guest Dr. George T. Grossberg, Director of Geriatric Psychiatry at the St. Louis University School of Medicine. Let's talk about that. What are some of the behavioral symptoms, other than just memory loss, that are associated with Alzheimer's disease?
When we think about Alzheimer's disease, we think about it as a disorder of memory, people having difficulties with making decisions. And as important as the so-called memory or cognitive symptoms are what we call the neuropsychiatric or behavioral symptoms. Apathy or lack of motivation. But our focus for today, because we have promising new treatments in the pipeline, is what we call psychosis in Alzheimer's disease. When we think about psychosis in Alzheimer's disease, one is what we call delusions, where the individual may have kind of a persistent, firm, false belief.
Well, let's talk about some of those promising treatments. The trials benefit the patients?
No medication is currently approved for psychosis in Alzheimer's disease, but there are medications that are moving closer and closer to approval when patients and families volunteer to be part of a clinical trial. They not only will get access to early to a potentially promising new medication, but they also become part of that clinical trials family. For more information about psychosis and Alzheimer's disease, and the website is navigatingalz.com. And the website also will identify sites that might be closest, to our audience.
Thanks for kind of shining a light on this and maybe giving us some hope that there's some good treatments coming our way.
Yes, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Hi, I'm Elise with Coast to Coast TV. Today we'll be talking about HIV prevention and health equity with Dr. Kendrick Clack from Crowfoot MD Clinic and Research Center. Around 1.2 million Americans are living with HIV, and about 14% don't even know they have it. The virus continues to disproportionately impact women, Black, and Hispanic communities, and people who acquire it through heterosexual contact. Dr. Clack, many people may not realize there are medications that can help prevent HIV. Can you explain what PrEP is and why having more prevention choice matters?
So 4 decades into the HIV/AIDS epidemic, yet an average of over 100 people are newly diagnosed every day in the United States. Good news is we have tools that help prevent HIV. PrEP, which stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis, is a prescription medication people can take before they're exposed to HIV to help reduce their chances of getting it. Taken as prescribed, PrEP can be about 99% effective in preventing HIV through sex. Barriers like stigma, low awareness, and adherence all play a role in starting or staying on PrEP. That's why having more prevention options matters, such as long-acting injectables.
And can you talk more about this long-acting injectable PrEP option?
Of course. So long-acting injectable PrEP may help address some of the biggest challenges we see with HIV prevention, such as the difficulty some people have taking a daily pill consistently. Yeztugo, known also as lenacapavir and developed by Gilead Sciences, who we're here on behalf of today and who is compensating us, is FDA approved as a long-acting injectable PrEP medication to help reduce the risk of sexually acquired HIV-1 in adults and adolescents who weigh at least 77 pounds. It is currently the first and only FDA-approved PrEP option that's one office visit every 6 months with 2 injections per visit after starter dosing. However, your healthcare provider may require additional office visits. You must be HIV negative to receive Yeztugo and get tested for HIV before each injection. If you think you were exposed to HIV or have flu-like symptoms, tell your healthcare provider right away. HIV testing may be needed. Yeztugo does not prevent other sexually transmitted infections. Practice safer sex and get Yeztugo as scheduled. Missing doses increases your chance of getting HIV. Tell your provider about your medical conditions if you're pregnant or plan to be, and all the medicines and supplements you take, as Yeztugo may affect some medicines. The most common side effects are injection site reactions, headache, and nausea. Rare, serious injection site reactions can occur, so tell your provider about any side effects. Ultimately, providers and patients should discuss the benefits and risks to determine whether Yeztugo or another HIV prevention option works best for them. And people can visit Yeztugo.com to learn more and view the important facts, including important warnings.
Who should consider talking to their healthcare provider about this new HIV prevention option, and where can they find out more?
A great question, Elise. So anyone who is sexually active should learn about HIV prevention options like Yeztugo and speak with a healthcare provider to determine whether it could be right for them. They can also visit www.yeztugo.com for more information.
It's become the promised land for car collectors from around the globe. The Barrett-Jackson Collector Car Auction has once again rolled out the auction block in Scottsdale, Arizona, where over 1,900 cars, trucks, and motorcycles were brought before a group of bidders that registered just over 6,500. And for those who are deep into the collector car world, they know that this auction has become the most prominent of them all.
Well, this is a very, it's unique in its own, different from other auctions. You can go to some of the smaller companies' auctions, and that's like going to the county fair. There are auctions that even one of the smaller Barrett-Jackson ones and some of the other big name auctions, and they become going to the state fair. The World's Fair happens once a year, and it's in Scottsdale, Arizona, and here we are.
While the auction draws experienced collectors from around the country and around the world, it's still an event where even newbies come to get their first stab at bidding on the cars that they've always dreamed of. The Barrett-Jackson Collector Car Auction, which is now in its 54th year, has also become a key part of local charities in the Scottsdale and surrounding areas. Just this year alone, $5.85 million were raised through special auction vehicles. And overall, nearly $200 million of collector cars and automobilia were sold in this week-long event.
So even if you're just a casual car watcher or a hardcore collector, there is something for everybody here at Barrett-Jackson. From Scottsdale, Arizona, this is J.R. Ibarra for Coast to Coast.
And that's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, you can go to our website. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. We'll see you next time.